Yeah, yeah, which I usually don't. All right. Yeah, this song is fire, by the way. Yeah. Yeah. Might have to actually mute the video while we're doing this though, because I get like a reverb on it. Yeah. I'm just gonna mute it when we're in there.
Good morning out there, Pip Town companions, or should I say knuckleheads this morning? The space update has been live for a few minutes now, and I have a special guest with me this morning. GKMBand is going to be joining us here in just a second so that we can talk through a lot of the changes coming to the game. I also have a number of things to show you about changes I'm making with my roster, new theory crafting ideas that I'm having, and boy, just all things. Brick Pace event has gone live. I released a video on that yesterday, so if you haven't seen that yet, please go check it out. If you have already checked it out, thank you. You're sweet, and I like you. That doesn't necessarily mean that I don't like you if you haven't checked it out. I just like you more if you have, because I'm shameless and I like self-promotion. So, we're going to be covering a lot of stuff. Changes to the arena, new sets that we're going to be looking into, characters, the Brick Pace event, the event store, what's happening with the shop. Oh my. And it is just so much to discuss, which is why GKM is here to help me do it. Sir, say hello.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
I'm going to go ahead and turn the sound off on the game while we're here, so it's just you and me. So, my man.
Just us in an intimate conversation.
That's right. So we did a video before where we were talking about, I think, specifically Poppy changes. And
It was a very successful video, actually.
Yeah, it went very, very well. And now you're here so we can talk about not only Poppy, but everything else with live playthrough example as we go. First, let me go ahead and say hello, EMZ. Good morning. How you doing? Nice to see you here. So where should we start, dude?
Why don't we start with the brick space?
Great. I'll pull it up right now. So, events. Brick Pace event. I really think they just missed an opportunity to call it the Brick Space event, right? Yeah, Cosmic. Cosmic just said, oh, it's GKM face reveal.
Yeah, this is the face reveal. I was going to save it, but I'm going to spoiler.
Yeah, not only do we know that GKM is in a band, but he even has all of his guitars on the wall to showcase it.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So we're here in the Brick Pace event. Actually, what should we be looking at first?
I always thought it was called Brick Space for all the events. So I've always called them Brick Space events.
Really? Amazing.
Yeah, I'm notoriously mispronounce things in this game.
Fantastic, dude. Well, this one we can officially call the Brick Space event because why not? So we go in here. We've got Dwayne, Quincy, and Alpha Centauri over 3 boards. What do you think of this multi-board layout?
I don't mind the multi-board layout. I just actually kind of liked the all hard node board layout of Tyranny of Justice better than the one node. At least when in Ghostbusters, when it was one node, they gave you 10 attempts for each tile.
Yeah, and here they give you 4 right?
Yeah, they increased the drop rate, which is nice. But, increase the drop rate and give us more attempts.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting one, isn't it? Let's see. Quincy unlocks at 65 tiles, right? Yeah, which means Quincy unlocks at, what is that, level 3, right? 3 stars? So I think that it is kind of interesting, especially when you consider that nobody needs to farm Blacktron Dwayne here, right?
Yeah, I mean, unless, it's nice to have the extra node if you really want them.
Right.
But and if you want them, you probably want Quincy too. So you're going to have to really just put your energy into farming Quincy.
Something that I mentioned on the video that I made about it was Blacktron Dwayne is already available in... Whoops, I clicked too many times. Blacktron Dwayne is already available in the Monolith Waste. So if you want Blacktron Dwayne, and not only available in the Monolith Waste, but available on the second board, I think, right? Yeah, the second board. So it's not even a particularly expensive Monolith Waste.
And it's in the arena shop. If you want to put your arena farm into them, if you've already finished Ash, Lloyd, and Valiant.
So what I suggested on my video was basically use all of your energy on either the Quincy node or the, if you don't have Quincy unlocked, then the first node of board 3, because you really don't need to be spending it for Blacktron Dwayne here. There's so many different places to get it. So let's see. So what are we farming now? So now we're talking the Brick Pace event. Let's go into the event store and take a look down here. Bag supplies, gems, event store. Where are you spending your event store currency, your Cosmo caps?
I have not decided yet. I have 3 choices. It's either going to be Quincy, which is the most expensive option, so I'm going to get the least for Quincy.
Right.
Or it's going to be the tier 4 ability elixirs, which I'm only going to get 1 elixir per purchase, which is not good.
Right.
Or Kartovsky is only 300 currency. And, if I could farm him at pretty much, I'm going to get I'm going to get double the Kartovsky tiles that I'm going to get for Quincy.
That's right.
So,
yeah, that's something that I think is definitely
is,
worth noting that I didn't hit on very hard in the video, is that if you want Kartovsky, this is probably your best option to try and go get, because the other option is the Master Store. And whew, unless you're a whale and you have just a full roster of 7-star characters, you can't farm the Master Store.
Yeah, like what I really want is to make sure that I have a full 5-star base team to go into the master event for the Black Monarch Ghost.
Oh, that is a good point.
I don't think I could 5-star. I don't think I could 5-star Quincy from this event. I've never gotten more than 4-star. I usually get 4 stars from a Brick Space event.
Interesting.
Brick Pace.
So I think the easiest way to do it, right, would obviously be Blacktron, Dwayne, Spaceman Reed, Kelvin, Cold, and Locust, right? Because those are probably the most easily farmable if you just want to get 5 space characters. Not necessarily the 5 you want in order to put together a good synergizing team, but if you're just looking to get enough space characters to get through that master event, those are probably the 5 you want to hit. But let's talk about these tier 4 tiles. Right now, tier 4 ability elixirs and tier 4 set tools don't do anything for you. You can't use them. When is this supposed to be coming?
I have no idea. Not anytime soon, they said. They put tier 3 set tools were in months before you actually had real access to them. Like they were in the Brick Space events for Yeti, I think. So big people were starting to buy them then.
Interesting.
But we didn't get real access to them until Brickspedition came out.
Interesting. So I wonder if they'll come out with raids. I mean, that's going to be the next big update, but they've mentioned that they want to be spreading out the leveling up process. Essentially, they want to space out the power creep, which is probably a pretty good thing.
Oh yeah, EMZ made a good point. I think tier 4 set tools are usable. I think in the Ghostbusters set, I haven't leveled it up. He's saying Ice Station Odyssey.
Wow, you use tier 4 set tools on Ice Station Odyssey. Okay, so the tier 4 ability elixirs we still can't use, but apparently the tier 4 set tools we can use on the quote-unquote advanced sets, because I don't think any of the base sets go up that high, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, I haven't leveled up Ice Station Odyssey yet, but I know you don't need it for Fire Station. As far as I know, I only have it at 4-star, so maybe he's got Ice Station Odyssey a little farther. And
Good
OTF, I did read the chat, and I do understand what you wrote.
OTF, by the way, OTF is Cosmic Draw. If you recognize that better from Discord, he corrected me. Well, I mean, he didn't correct me. It says OTF Altergeist, so I guess either is correct. But in case you needed to know. So yeah, interesting. I think that I would be spending my currency here on some of the tiles for some of the characters, and that might be a little bit less. It's a little bit less of me looking ahead, but at the same time, I want it now. I want the tiles now.
It's not looking ahead, because to me, I like to make sure I have at least the team to do the master events. Like that's the fun thing. The master events are fun. So even if I'm not rolling it out for an arena team, I want to have my 5-star space team because I want to run through the master event.
So what 5-star space team are you looking to put together?
I have obviously Dwayne's an easy farm. I have a lot of Dwayne tiles.
Right.
Reed and Locust, I have 7-starred already. Elvin, I have 6-star. I'm about to get her 7. So that's like a good core right there.
So
and
that's
then it's
Reed,
just,
Dwayne, Locust, Kelvin, cool. And then Kartovsky or Cold.
Cold is only 2 stars, so it's like, well, I already have a head start on Cold. Do I just like my event energy into Cold and just get him? Because there's also the fact that there's a chill team out there that I kind of want to run.
Yep.
So it's the thing is, I thought about Kartovsky, and then it's like, well, I'm not going to buy Clockwork Robot. I don't have Egon. I'm not going to buy Egon. He's probably always going to be a heavily pay-to-play thing. They said Ghostbusters are never going to have free-to-play farms.
Right.
So
You're
it's like,
absolutely right.
okay, I think Techie is going to be the more dominant team. I do think Chill is going to be a fun team to play, and Chill will be better sooner than Techie will be.
So talk to me about the chill team because I've been doing a little bit of theory crafting on my own. Some that I might be able to display a little bit today because we are on where the Brickspedition has reset. So we're on board 1, which means I can run some easier characters just to sort of see how they synergize and whatnot. But talk to me about a chill team, right? Dr. Kelvin, Commander Cold, Yeti, I'm assuming.
Eddie, Aurora, and Zane. Zane is honestly with the Techie and Chill tags kind of coming up. I'm so happy I've been farming Zane. I have like
Wait,
so many tiles for Zane.
is Zane chill?
Zane is Chill and Techie because he's the Ice Ninja. He's
Wow.
Chill and Techie.
I'm
He's a
glad you
big part of
pointed
all
that
those
out.
things. Yeah.
So let's see. Zane's primary attack has a chance to inflict dizzy, right? That's a key mechanic of the chill team. Shuriken's defense down and vulnerable. Falcon Feint also applies dizzy. Oh, no. It's if they have dizzy, they get dealt double damage.
Yeah.
And then technically Zen at the start of battle, skill increased, gains crit chance. Basically, at the start of battle, he just gets stronger. Interesting. Throwing on more techie characters, or sorry, more chill characters with Zane, more dizzy apply. So then I assume what you're talking about is running that with the Ice Station Odyssey?
Either Ice Station Odyssey or Glider. But I think Odyssey is probably going to just be better with that team synergy.
So for those of you who are out there that are a little bit less familiar, I've pulled up the Ice Station Odyssey here. I'm looking at the maximum level ability of each ability of this set. So level 5, Cold Space. Space heroes have their speed increased by 20%. Chill heroes have their skill increased by 20%. All other heroes gain defense. Then Brain Freeze. When a hero inflicts stun or dizzy on a foe, which is a lot of the time, they have a 65% chance of inflicting dots on the enemy as well. That is not
especially with that skill increase.
Yeah, with that skill increase and the
more
fact that
dizzy.
they have so many of them that do it, there could be tons of dots flying around. Orbital targeting. Whenever an Ice Planet hero uses a special, the hero has a 30%. Each hero. Wow. Let me read this again. Whenever an Ice Planet hero uses a special, each hero has a chance to gain accuracy up, and each foe has a 40% chance to lose stealth. I think that's the biggest one, right? Because you're going to have... Who are your Ice Planet heroes? Commander Cold and Kelvin? Is Yeti
Kelvin,
Ice
yeah.
Planet?
No, those are the only... Ice Planet is like it's space. It's
Right.
where this is from, Ice Station Odyssey.
Right. Oh, great. So you've got those two, Commander Cold and Kelvin, and honestly, you're going to be using a lot of their specials, and each foe has a 40% chance to lose stealth. That's awesome. I mean, get out of the way, Lloyd, right?
Yeah. It's not a high percent, but it's like they're going to be using their specials so often.
And then this final one, Cold-Blooded at highest rank whenever a chill hero attacks a foe with dizzy, which is likely to be every turn at this point. There's a 40% chance to convert all stat and heal-based buffs to their debuff equivalents. So, for example, if they have defense up, they get defense down. If they have health, max health up, they get max health down. And the target's pep is reduced by 15%. I mean, if you run a full chill team, it's entirely possible that you could completely lock down at least one character on the opposing team from ever taking a turn.
Yeah, and between all the dizzy they're inflicting and Kelvin's passive, it really is going to hard counter that Redbeard Scarlet combo.
Oof. That is very, very true. Now, in this case, the only problem, though, is do you have a way to get around the taunt? Scarlet's taunt.
Well, I don't think they have a taunt clear.
Right.
But they do have a fair amount of damage.
Mm-hmm.
And if they could just get dizzy on Redbeard early, they could probably take down Scarlet pretty quickly.
That's a good point. You put dizzy on Redbeard early in the match, and then you just target whoever you want to.
The hardest part about Scarlet is she takes a lot of hits to take down, but you could take her down, especially with Zayd inflicting vulnerable on her.
I feel like as long as you
Yeti,
single target,
Yeti's doing double damage.
Yeah,
Yeti has double damage on anybody with Dizzy too.
That one's
but
huge.
The problem is Redbeard countering and disarming and doing what Redbeard does makes Scarlet all the harder to take down.
That's right. Absolutely. But remember, too, for those of you out there, if you do run the Ice Station Odyssey set with Commander Cold, his passive ability when does he get this? At third level, and then in all the ones thereafter. If you're using the Ice Station Odyssey, Commander Cold is immune to Dizzy, Stun, and Disarmed. So even if Redbeard hits him, he can't stop him from using any of his specials. Which in this case are...
Commander Cold is...
I think Commander Cold and Kelvin are definitely going to be part of this new meta. The only issue that I see with it is maybe the team's damage, but it sounds like it might be all right.
Oh, no way. Eddie hits hard. Cold is not weak. Kelvin hits harder than you think.
Well, especially now that they added damage to her.
Yeah, Zane smacks, dude. Zane smacks. I'm actually, Timster's giving me some gameplay footage, so I will have a video up relatively soon.
Ooh.
Kind of going over the chill team and with some gameplay, like I did for the magical team a few weeks ago.
That's awesome. And speaking of a little bit of magical team, so here's something that I've been theory crafting about. I have it up on my screen right now. A team with Go Busto, Dr. Kelvin, and Commander Cold. The idea here...
with Magisto's Tower?
Actually, I was thinking of just running the Guarded Inn. The idea here being, so the Guarded Inn, the primary ability, whenever a castle hero gains taunt, they gain grit up, who cares, and then each hero gains a stack of heal over time. You'll have 2 castle heroes taunting, plus the additional little heals you'll get from Kelvin whenever anybody assists or does an extra attack. The second ability here, whenever a hero gains defense up, now this says whenever they gain defense up 1. I don't know, has it been tested to see if it actually works with defense up 2? But anyway.
I said the same thing when I did a video on the set. I wasn't sure.
They also gain attack up 2 for 2 turns. So if it does work, that means that every time Commander Cold does his big defense thing, everybody also gets attack up at the same time. And then in addition to that, you have all of your castle tanks counter-attacking all the time. 40% chance at the end of their turn that they gain payback, plus Jester giving out heals on the team. And if I recall correctly, let's see. Then you have Burnibus as a way to get around taunts on the enemy team, plus his ability to
Burnibus is still good.
And then which one of them can...
I 7-starred him.
He's like coming up next on my list, basically. Where is...
Go, I'm about to 7-star too.
Yeah, so I'm thinking
EMZ
of running
is
that.
Saying that team doesn't have enough damage.
Oh, really?
I mean, that's true, but I mean, Magisto's ultimate hits,
The bigger question for me is, how would you kill the team?
Yeah, well, you do have to be able to kill the other team, though, in Arena.
True, very true. So then I think if you swap out maybe Jester Go-Go for Yeti, and do this entire thing, but running the Ice Station Odyssey, I don't know, lots of stuff I want to play around with there.
Yeah, I mean, Go-Go gives a lot of healing, but I mean, Kelvin's giving some healing now too, but it's not consistent healing.
Oh, sorry. That's the other big thing to consider, right? So Jester has no defense, but has the biggest health pool in the game. Well, now we have these buffs that are just straight damage block. So it doesn't matter if Jester Go-Go doesn't have the highest defense in the game. You can just give him damage block too and reduce all of the incoming damage to him by 50%. So now you have the biggest health pool in the game taking 50% less damage from everybody.
Yeah. Well, and then if you get somebody down to a certain percent of their health and they have damage block, Commander Cole could turn it into damage immunity, and it's
Exactly.
like, you know,
Can you
that's why I
imagine
think that chill team
hitting
it's gonna
Jester
hit.
Gogo? He takes 0 damage and just heals the rest of your team instead.
Yeah, that's annoying.
Let's see. EMZ, right, said what you said before. Extreme, what's up, dude? Good morning. This is GKMBand. In case you're unfamiliar with the fellow content creator, go check out his videos. Redbeard tested it. It works with defense up 2 as well regarding the guarded in question. Redbeard's parrots always coming in with the answers to my questions. Literally every time. It's kind of amazing, dude. But there you go. So, I don't know. That could be pretty huge. And you're right. On their turn, they might not deal a lot of damage, but think of all the counter damage that is happening in between.
I mean, that was the whole King's Court trio. That was their bread and butter when they ran the meta.
That's right.
They just couldn't keep up with all the counters from pirates now.
That's very true. So, speaking of the meta and things that fall outside of it, how are you feeling about the city team, man?
You know, it's trucking along. I don't have it. I don't have it to where I want to test it in arena yet.
Mm-hmm.
I think I actually, first off, I like Primo, and I use Primo on my arena team with my pirates and with my Woo, and he's actually really useful against stealth teams. He has a lot of useful abilities, but you know, I haven't had any success. I'm waiting till I get Princess Storm to 7-star to kind of run and maybe get Poppy up to 7-star till I really try that team out in arena, because I think you need to, with the Fire Station, run Princess Storm and Ash, or you don't have the damage to do it.
That is exactly what I was going to mention. I have been testing it out, but purely with city characters. I don't have Storm either, and the damage is terrible. Terrible, man.
Yeah. Princess Storm hits really hard.
And she can hit everybody.
Yeah. She hits really, really hard.
I'm thinking that in order to really take full advantage of the Fire Station set, you've got to have Explorer Aurora on the team somewhere in order to take advantage of the stat increase you get when someone with Courage dies. And then being able to bring that person back to life if that stat increase sticks. But so far, I can tell you...
Here's the thing, though.
Go for it.
You can't run Aurora and Poppy together on this team. There's just... then you're stuck with Primo, who's not hitting, and Ash, who's hitting, and what? Sal or Winston?
Exactly.
But I think you have to run... I think just run the role models. Run Winston if you got him. Obviously, Sal if you don't. Sal's probably a better, cheaper option anyway.
Yep.
And run Poppy. I'm gonna try it with Poppy. I'm gonna try it with Storm. Anybody who can generate courage on their own, because that's when they're gonna get the most bang for their buck from the courage stacks.
I think you might be right. I think then essentially this becomes a purely arena-based team, because one of the biggest boons that they get is when somebody with courage on the team dies, then the at least 2 other role models on the team can get some stat-based bonus. And if you're relying on a character to die to use a mechanic, you either have to be able to bring that person back to life if you want to play in PvE, or that stat buff has to be big enough to help you overcome the loss of that character in the arena. And like you said, the former, having a Reser on the team means that you're losing that much more damage on your PvE team. In Brickspedition, it did not work very well. I can tell you that right now. It was rough.
Yeah, but when you think about it in arena, like it's okay when people die. Like my characters die in arena all the time. Sometimes it comes down to, especially like the arena's competitive right now. Like you're not wiping the floor usually with people.
That's
sometimes I'll get a sweep, but sometimes it comes down to just like my Cook Bart is left and finishes off their Master Wu or something like.
Well, let's see. Actually, I'm gonna go into the arena. I'm a little bit less concerned about it at first. I got pushed back to rank 121 last night, which happens. I get pushed back above 100 probably like once a week, and then I stay below 50 for basically the entire rest of the week. So I don't know what's happening on that one day every week, but it is pretty consistent. So I'm going to come in here. Let's see. I've got this first team looks like a pretty decent team to try this out. I am going to swap out a bunch of characters for a fire station based set team. And then I'm going to replace Street Sweeper Sal with Winston to generate some more courage. Let's see. Do I put Chef in here or should I do Businessman Trent? I think I'll do Businessman Trent for some extra damage, maybe?
3-star Winston. Yikes.
Yeah, he's 1 tile away from 4 stars.
Oh, that sucks.
Keep Chef, says EMZ. All right, EMZ says keep Chef, so we're keeping Chef. I'm going to go for it with this team. Now, for anybody who's unfamiliar with the mechanics of the city team while we're playing in here, we're going to save Officer Primo's special ability until Valiant has taunt and then wipe it off. The other thing we have to then try to do, obviously, is keep him alive until he can get there. Now, Winston, on the other hand, I am very much less concerned about. So I'm going to go ahead and taunt with him. I'm going to, let's see, remove some turn meter from my man over here. Now let's see if I give everybody speed up or attack up with the taunt. I guess I will split the taunts between...
Don't taunt, because if you taunt, you're going to lose the Winston taunt.
You're absolutely right, which is exactly what happened. Yeah. But that's all right. We do also have Chef on the team. So I think we're going to be okay because that means we have that extra heal. Yeah. I'll go ahead and do the AoE. And then I want to see if I can generate some courage on my Winston. But I really don't have any courage to put heal over time or anything on him. Everybody's still looking pretty healthy. Oh, looks like Primo's going to die. Unless I get lucky and he dodges this. Oh, barely alive. Ooh, but stunned, so losing the turn anyway. That's going to be basically just death. Let's see, how do we get around this? I don't think there is a way. I think I just played this poorly, to be completely honest with you. So, we're going to put Poppy's special on Firefighter Ash to try to get her more quickly toward her build ability again. My Primo is Deadzo. I wonder if I have enough healing to just keep Ash alive until I can just smash through everybody. That would be fun and exciting. Let's see. Only 5,000 damage to Valiant. Oh, this is a total loss. Probably all because I used Primo's taunt ability in very much the wrong spot.
Yeah. You have to be very strategic with Primo.
Oh, dude.
But if you are strategic with him, he actually has a great kit. It just doesn't really do a lot, doesn't damage much.
That's right. Very, very true. Okay, so if you're out there watching this video, don't do
Redbeard
what I
actually
just
made
did.
A great suggestion. Redbeard said run Chef, Aurora, Ash, Primo, Saw with Ice Glider. I think if you're going to run a straight city team, like all city tag, Ice Glider is the way to go.
Because I think agree.
Fire Station works great with the role model and the courage synergies, which is why I really think Princess Storm is going to thrive on that team.
I think you're right.
I think Princess Storm is actually required to make that team good.
I mean, and when you add dodging and missing into this, there's only one character on this team who even does any damage. I hope you guys out there appreciate this. I sacrificed an arena win just for you. Oh, man.
It's all for the content.
It's all for the content. That's right. Click that like button. Subscribe to my channel. Help me make money doing this. Yeah, I mean, this is...
Get his subs up.
Dude, there is nothing to be done to get this team down. I mean, especially with the 2 healers on their team, the low damage coming from the city team. This is definitely the wrong city team to play. But yeah, I agree with you. Explore Aurora with that Ice Glider, that is still, if you're running city, the city meta. And in fact, there's somebody on my shard who does that.
Yeah, it's just if you're gonna run straight city, like you want to run a city team,
Yeah.
run the ice glider. If you want to run a role model slash courage based team, that you can get a good team with the fire station.
I think that's very true. And Redbeard pointed out that he used this in the Brickspedition and it worked well. I think you're talking about the Ice Glider team. Yeah, I mean for PvE, it's kind of hard to beat because the AI is not necessarily smart enough to target Aurora right from the beginning, which means that you can just have her going around reviving anybody you need. Check this out. Level up to 51. 51.
Nice, congrats. Yeah, I just got mine last night.
Woo! Oh, we get an event planner timed quest. A daily login is 50 gems today. Brilliant. Yeah, whoa, ooh. Who to level up first? So, I'm not going to worry about this team that I want to try out, this castle chill team that I want to try out, but I am going to basically level up all my pirates because they're my go-to, and why would I not? How much? So a single level, so here's a question that a lot of people were asking before. How much is it going to cost to level up from 50 to 60? And obviously, if you're doing it one level at a time, the first answer is 65,000 coins for one character. So if you've got a full team of 5, imagine that it's going to cost you 325,000 coins in order to level up all 5 of those, whatever your base is, to level 51. It's only going to get more expensive as it goes, but we got the cash, so we're doing it. So who are you leveling up first?
Me?
Yeah.
I leveled up all my pirates.
Great.
Just for anticipation of the Master Wu event coming back.
That's right.
Focus, Lloyd, and Primo. Those are the characters I use in Arena.
Locust, Lloyd, and Primo. Okay.
Yeah. So I usually run Redbeard, Scarlet, Bart, Master Wu are like always on my team, and then my 5th slot is either Hank, Locust, Lloyd, or Primo, depending on the matchup. And I think that's how everyone should approach their arena teams: is have character that you play based on the matchup.
Interesting. Yeah, I tend to not change my arena team at all, to be completely honest with you. I don't ever have I don't have enough other characters with the synergy to do that, I don't think. Although I did actually recently put Primo in with the rest of my pirates. It does make it easier to win, but I feel like it makes you much more of a target on defense as well.
I do not drop off when I have Primo in there, and everyone said you're gonna fall. I don't fall any more or less. Because even if all he does is taunt and die, he's giving speed up to everyone else, and then that makes a huge difference in the battle when
That's
it's
true.
Autoed. And I only run him. I run him if I see a Lloyd. I'll run Primo because he's got the stealth clear.
That's a good point.
And then he gives attack up. So I'll start by giving the attack up buff, and then the second turn I'll give the stealth clear. And usually, he could die before he gets that stealth clear off. It happens, but it usually doesn't happen.
That's a very good point.
If I'm seeing something with a lot of taunters, I'll run Locust. There's one team that I'm facing like Ghostbusters. I'm gonna run Locust because he's gonna help me get the quick taunt clear so I can get to Egon before he gets his ultimate off.
What? How does Locust clears taunt?
Yeah, his taunt clears taunt now.
Oh, that's right, because he got changed.
Yeah, so I really like having the 3 taunt clears on the team too.
Extreme asks, am I going to pay for the booster pass when it runs out? Oh yeah, so let's talk about that real fast. Short answer, Extreme Gamer, yes. $10 every 2 weeks is actually a bit steep, if you ask me. But I'm going to be doing it anyway because the content. And I kind of have to be at the front. Also, you'll see I'm using my event currency to level up Commander Cold. As I mentioned before, the theory crafting that I'm going for requires that I have him, and he is low. So anyway, GKM, what is your thought on the booster pass? Are you getting it?
I think I might at least get it for a couple weeks, maybe till I hit level 60. I don't know. I just bought a house, so I
Like in
kind of
real
want to
life?
save money, like in real life.
Wow. First off, congratulations. I
Yeah,
live in New York,
an
so buying a
IRL
house
one.
is way out of the picture.
Yeah, I'm in Jersey, and it was a good time to do it. Interest rates are so low.
The llama's in
But I
Jersey.
yeah, I know we talked about it when you were on their stream.
Oh, that's
I feel
right.
like $10, that's $20 a month. It's not going to break the bank for me. So maybe at least till I get to level 60. I say that I'm not going to, and then I always do with this game. So
I think you are bringing up a pretty good point there for anybody out there who's interested in but unsure about the booster pass. Um, Using it at the very least until you get to 60 might be a good way to go. If you're like, I kind of want to pay for it, I kind of don't want to pay for it, I'm not sure. Because of the fact that it basically doubles the amount of experience that you get per day. So if you want to use it just to get to 60 faster and then stop,
yeah,
that might be a decent way to go.
well, well, the experience, tons of gems. The 14 premium bags is like, this is awesome. An extra premium bag. It's going to get you that bag opening event done quicker to get you those Magisto tiles. It's
Absolutely.
just not a bad idea.
So let's see. So I've just pulled up the booster pass here in case anybody has not gone through it. Ignore the numbers on the top. This is they gave everybody the booster pass for free for 3 days. So what you're seeing at the top is the total number of things you get. What you want to pay attention is to the amount per day underneath. Because when you get the 14-day one, this is what you're going to get. You get an extra premium bag per day when you complete all your daily quests, an extra 100 campaign energy for completing one of your daily quests. One of them gives you 200 extra experience. One of them gives you 100 extra gems. One of them gives you 100 extra arena currency. So all that stuff pretty good. Additionally, every single time you log in during an energy refresh time. So if you're on Eastern time zone, right now that's 9 a.m., 1 a.m., and 9 a.m., 1 p.m., and 7 p.m. Instead of getting plus 40 energy, you'll get plus 80. Plus, it also can't be really overstated. An extra 10% of coins from everything that gives coins, that's pretty big. And if you're a fan of pink, they'll turn your name pink. I think it's funny that they list that
And
as a perk.
and you get the monkey icon.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. I haven't switched my icon over here. Is it in here now?
You can't switch it unless you get the paid booster pass. They don't give that out for free.
Here it is, though. It's this one at the bottom. The monkey with the two swords up like this.
Yeah,
Yeah, you have to pay
definitely.
for it, and then you can be a monkey.
I'm changing it to that, and then everyone will know.
I'm surprised they didn't, honestly, I'm surprised they didn't make it a dolphin.
Yeah, they should have. But no, the monkey's like a mascot of Lego always.
That's very true. Even still, it's it's your way to spend a little bit less money than the people who are spending all of their money but still spend enough. Let's see, what else are we doing today?
You get a lot of bang for your buck for that $10.
Yeah, that is very true. And one of the things that I mentioned that Vintage put
Even if
in
you
our
only did
content
it once
creator
a month.
page. You only do what?
Even if you only did it once a month, not even every, do it for 2 weeks, 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, you're getting a lot of reward.
That is very, very true. And as I mentioned before, Vintage in our content creator Discord channel put up a chart comparing the $10 that you pay for the booster pass to $10 that you would pay for anything else in the game. And even the very first thing that you compare, which is the total number of gems you get for that $10 booster pass versus paying 10 straight dollars for gems, the booster pass is already ahead of that. And then you have all the rest of the booster pass stuff. So if you're willing to spend $10, the booster pass is an excellent way to go. So let's see. Here we go. Oh, opening a bag, grabbing that 100 extra energy. I have an hour and a half before it runs out. Man, I haven't done any of the missions or anything today. Whew! I got to get in here and do this. So who do I need?
That reminds me, I better finish my brick expedition today while I still have that extra gold.
Oh yeah, or at least don't do it until you re-up the booster pass, right?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna re it up. The more I think about it, it's just like it's $10. I can.
I'm coming in here and leveling up my Burnibus. I need 147 more tiles. Has anybody noticed? Have you noticed now, whenever I click to create a piece of gear, it takes forever. Have you noticed that?
It's always taken forever for me.
I don't know why. Has anybody actually asked about that to try and figure that out?
I
No.
have not asked about it. I just thought my game was slow.
I see. I kind of thought that mine was too until we hear like, oh yeah, everybody has that problem. And I'm like, well, come
Yeah.
on, Gameloft. You might want to look into that then, right? What you doing? Let's see. I did the glyph hunt. Here's some Pip Town. So I will have those quests completed. Whew. Incredible. So GKM, let's learn a little bit about you, a little bit more about you personally, the content creator, the man behind the videos for everything. And guys, if you're not aware, everything and broken down into individual parts, the space update, this man made a video for each aspect of the space update. Not 1 hour long video like yours truly made that probably none of you watched because you were like, this is an hour long. I'm just going to click the like button because I like this guy a little bit and then go off to do something else better with my time. But here's GKM making individual videos for each aspect of things. A different one for Poppy, a different one for space characters, a different one for changes coming to Brick Pace, Brickspedition, all that kind of jazz. But who is he really? First off, what does GKMBand mean?
A green knuckle material.
And
it's
how did you come up with green knuckle material?
I didn't. It just came into existence on its own.
Okay.
I actually didn't name the band, so
it just came into existence on its own.
I just inherited it. Yeah.
So
hey, Jester Go-Go, the update's here.
Are you still in the band with the person who came up with, what was it? Green Knuckle what?
Yeah, no, the people who came up with the name and actually started the band aren't even in the band anymore, and they left very early on.
And you said, I'm just going to take this and run with it.
Yeah.
So what kind of music do you make, dude?
Pop rock music, I guess.
Cool. In case that
it's on Spotify if you want to check it out. And then I put it as the ending song so that's why somebody was like writing the lyrics down before in the chat. Let me see, scroll up and see who that was.
Oh, that's what he was talking about. Snapchat, yeah, I can give a damn about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you have a YouTube page or Spotify link or anything to where people can find your music, post it in the chat. Give that out to everybody.
Yeah, I'll do that. Do that right now. Let's throw the Spotify up. YouTube, you can just type Green Knuckle Material into the thing. So yeah, I mean, we got hit with the pandemic, and I wanted to do some. I've always wanted to do some YouTube. Like I started an anime channel a while back, but that wasn't growing. So then I was doing this channel and the anime channel side by side, and then like my videos kept getting flagged on the anime channel
because
like,
of copyrighted material.
Videos. Yeah, I was doing reaction videos to the new Pokemon series.
Oh. And
we weren't all getting flagged, but some of them were getting flagged.
Got it.
And then I was just like, this channel was growing so fast. Like my first couple of videos, like instantly, were just getting a lot of views, and I was getting subscribers. I mean, I get like 50, 60 subscribers a month just from this channel.
From your Lego channel?
My subscribers are always going up.
Man.
So I'm very blessed.
Good for you, dude. Well done. And you're a teacher, right?
Yeah, and I teach first grade right now.
So what is the big thing that kids are learning in first grade?
How to use the computer.
Are you serious? That's what kids learn in first grade now?
Oh, because they're learning online, so.
Okay, I didn't mean right now, like literally right now. I meant in general. What are kids?
Oh,
What's the subject material that they start learning in
uh,
first grade?
a lot of I do language arts, so we do like phonics and handwriting and like blending words, sounding them out, and learning how to read and write pretty much.
Reading,
Learn
learning how to read and write. Was that
Learning
what
how
you
to
did in
be
first grade?
humans.
Learning how to be
Reading
students.
Learning how to be humans.
That's an interesting way to put it. All right, listen, guys. You got to at least know how to write your name. Let's start there and keep going.
Yeah, no, and they learn. They learn to read enough by the end of first grade. So
What level of math do you start learning in first grade?
actually, relatively advanced math. They do a lot of word problems now, which a lot of kids struggle with.
Really?
But it's almost like miniature algebra in the word problems. So it's a lot of missing number stuff is the hardest stuff. So it's not just like 5 plus 7 equals 12.
Right?
It's 5 plus blank equals 12. What's the blank? Uh, blank plus 7 equals 12. What's the blank? Stuff like that. So, I mean, really, they're kind of doing algebra.
So they have to think about it. It's like it's the same. We recognize it's asking you the same thing, but in a different order. So they learn to associate not just like a
Yeah.
like a pattern with an answer, but have to figure out how to think.
It's all about thinking, abstract thinking.
And how long have you been doing that?
I've been a teacher for 6 years. This is my 7th year as a teacher. Did middle school for the first 2 years, and this is my 5th year teaching the first grade.
Wow. Good for you, man. I have a lot of friends who became teachers out of college, and I'll tell you straight up, they didn't make it past about 3 or 4 years. That was the point at which they were like, okay, I've had enough with the bureaucracy of it all. How do you deal with that?
Um, you don't. You just kind of be so good at your job that the fact that you suck at the bureaucracy, they just kind of let slide.
The fact that you suck at it.
Yeah.
Oh no. No, in one particular friend of mine's case, it was more like the whole issue of not being allowed to fail students. And he's like, okay, I get it. If the student is on the cusp, you want to sort of give them the opportunity to make that up, show that they're learning something. Maybe they are actually smart and learning it. They're just not turning in the material. But from time to time, you get kids that don't do anything. They never turn in anything. And all of a sudden the school's like, you got to find a way to pass this kid, see? And he's like, that's not how teaching works. But probably not something you deal a lot with in first grade, huh?
When I was doing middle school, that was a big problem my last year doing middle school. They were like, you can't fail kids anymore. If a kid fails, it's your fault. You have to find a way to reteach them. And teachers were just, when you do that, teachers just say, okay, 69 it is. And
but that doesn't help anybody, right?
No. A lot of the policies they put in are not practical to use. So
let's see. What kind of science do you do in first grade too? Because I imagine you have to start getting kids ready for that too, right?
Science is pretty awesome. We do light and sound, so it's like experiments with flashlights and shadows. And sound, we use like pitchforks, and like we'll hit a pitchfork and put it in the water, and they can see that the
vibrations it causes.
Yeah, they do actually some really cool. It's called FOSS science. We're definitely boring everyone in the chat right now.
No, dude, we're learning about you. I think this is awesome.
Yeah, so science was fun. I'm only doing language arts now, in the social studies, which is basically a useless subject.
Social studies?
It's useless in the first grade. They shouldn't even have it.
Why? Now, why do you say so?
Because anything that I could teach them in social studies, I could do by just like the books that we read in language arts can learn that subject material from social studies anyway. So that's how I do it anyway.
Got it. So it's not that it's useless. It's just kind of redundant information.
Yeah. And it's like it's taking time away from the important skills that they need to teach them shit that they're never going to remember.
Like they need to continue to learn to share, that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Or is that a little too young for
That's
first graders?
That's like kindergarten, preschool.
Well, kindergarten is just the year before, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you, and this might be the most important question I ask you today, do you play hippie music for them with your guitar?
No, no. What we do is we would meditate in the morning and listen to Naruto music.
Wait, you you have a bunch of first grade. Are you being serious? You have a bunch of first graders
Yeah,
meditate listening to anime music?
yeah. Every morning when we were in school. Now we're online, so we're not doing that. But yeah, it was cool. We had like different groups, and they were like their reading level was based on like their ninja level. So like if they were a low level reader, they were a genin. If they were a high level reader, they were a kage. So I would call them like little shinobi, and it was fun.
Wow. Okay, very cool. And how are they handling it now that now that it's all online? First graders, how old are first graders? 5?
They're six turning 7.
Do they sit still in front of a computer? How does that do they do it?
And they do it, and they've been doing really well so far. So I'm actually very proud of them. But it's tough. It's a lot of I feel like I'm tech support most of the day, and I teach for a half hour, and then I'm tech support of, all right, here's how you got to go do this, and like I'm here to help you do it, and then I have to help some people like navigate their computers.
Well, good on you, man. Teach the future of our country. Get them to be good kids. Let me pull it back to Lego for a second. Theo asked, have I completed the Clockwork Robot in the Brixpedition mission? And the answer, Theo, is no. So I just showed you that I put the Clockwork Robot in my team so that I can at the very least just use him for something. But the reward for that one, if you go all the way, I think gives you a total of, 3 Willa tiles?
Willa tiles.
And to be honest with you, leveling up my Clockwork Robot just so he can survive enough missions in order to get 3 Willa tiles at this point is not worth me spending the coins and the ability materials and all of the gear materials and all that kind of stuff. I know that Willa is hard to farm, and I know Willa's good, but...
I actually did. I leveled him up to level 31.
Yeah?
And it's also cool. A lot of people in my guild are sharing Clockwork Robot right now because of the event. So I finished the event by the second day it was out.
But did you do it by using everybody's shared?
I used my own, but people are sharing it, I noticed.
Ah.
I just did him level 31 and was able to, if it was a mission that he died, I just ended it and went back and did it without him. But it took me about 2 Brixpedition days. I think it was map 6 and map 7. I completed it. So
interesting. So, but you do have to complete it. If you use him, he dies, and you leave and come back in, you don't get credit for it?
I don't think so.
That would be
hold on
important.
1 second.
That would be important to note for anybody out there, whether or not that works. So, for example, when you are doing your Brixpedition, for the achievement to actually use a bunch of shared heroes, if you put in a shared hero, go into a battle, and actually quit out of the battle without even finishing it, you still get credit for using that shared hero, even though you didn't complete the battle with it. So I don't know if Clockwork Robot actually runs the same way. If he does, then it would be incredibly easy to complete, but who knows?
I don't think it does. I'll check on the wording on it right now, though.
Let's see. Redbeard Parrot. Here is the move. Put a level 1 2-star Clockwork with Redbeard, Argenta, Valiant, Aurora, and Forbidden Island. Let him die. Kill all of the AoE people. Taunt. Revive him when you know you can win. And that way you can still use him. Yeah, Redbeard, I actually thought of doing that. And today would have been the day to do it. But I didn't because I'm lazy, apparently. Llama says you have to complete it.
Redbeard always with the stellar advice.
Yeah, dude, Redbeard's Parrot has been giving me stellar advice since since I started doing it on Twitch, actually, and before I even switched back over to YouTube.
The wording is win Brickspedition missions with Clockwork Robot.
There you go. That should be the answer. Llama says you have to complete it. The battle.
Rewards are good.
Oh. Llama saying, yeah, you have to complete the battle for it to count. There are 2 strong shared robots in our guild. Try one of them out. I will do this. Where is the strong shared robot in our guild?
10 tier 3 set tools for 16 wins is pretty good. And at that point, you might as well get the 4 more, the Willa tiles.
All right, fine. I'll do it. Oh, I see. All right, let's put in this Clockwork Robot. It would actually be really helpful if everybody with a leveled up Clockwork Robot just started sharing them like GKM said they're doing in his guild. Because then we could all do this that much more quickly. I was watching you on Twitch. I was writing you to advertise on official Discord back then. That's right. Redbeard was the first person who said, you should really post your stuff on Discord.
Yeah. Dude, I started off posting my stuff on Reddit and then kind of moved on over to Discord too.
Yeah.
And because I was just posting on Reddit and that's where I was getting a ton of views and a ton of traffic. And then I moved. So I still post on Reddit every video. But I do the chat way more on Discord. I'm always in the chat whenever I get a chance.
Yeah, the community chat was a lot of fun when I first got started in it. And now it's a little bit hard to pay attention to because there are so many different chats to be a part of as it pertains to Lego Legacy. How many Lego Legacy Discord servers are you in now?
I'm in the main one. I'm in the Data Mine one, the Meat Imperial Order one, the Get Good one that Bricko made, and then I have my own Discord.
And then of all of those channels, how many channels in each of those do you actively pay attention to?
Just the community chat, and then community chat's hard to keep up with because in the Lego Legacy Discord.
Yes. Luckily, it's a whole bunch of people asking usually the same question over and over and over again. When are raids coming out?
It's usually Jester Gogo asking when is the update. So
that's true. And I think Jester Gogo was in here earlier today, right? I saw him.
And then the content creator chat is actually really awesome. I always read everything in there.
Yeah.
I love to see what you other guys have to say.
It helps that there's only like 10 people in that chat. But yeah. Oh, also, so in the interest of full transparency, here's something that a lot of you guys might be interested to know. So this past Friday, WAF actually just started a new thing with the content creators, specifically in the content creator channel, where the content creators get to ask him specific questions right at 1 p.m. New York time on Fridays. Now, hopefully this is going to be a regular thing. He announced that it would be. And some of the questions are secret-ish. But more than that, a lot of the questions that we get to ask are things like, hey, on my stream, or hey, the comments on my videos, like there's a million people asking this question, and we get to grab their ears a little bit more often than when they do Q&As. So for any of you out there who want to know specific pieces of information that, to be honest with you, the content creators don't know because we don't technically work for Gameloft, make sure you pose them to us and we can make sure to ask him directly on Fridays. But we can't give you everything because some of it is apparently supposed to be secret. I say that rather nefariously. Yeah. This past Friday, we didn't learn anything that was secret. But things like...
I think there was some secret info thrown out that he said we're not supposed to share with everyone else.
Was there really? I don't remember there being any particularly secretive information that I thought, oh, this could break things if people found this out early. I guess that's what I mean.
Yeah. I think it was just talked about that there could potentially be secretive information that they're only sharing with us.
Yeah. So for us,
it's to help us with content.
Yes. And I think for us, it's mostly aimed at things like, oh, you guys want this particular graphic, this particular piece of artwork, and we can request it kind of directly that way. Mostly that kind of stuff. I asked if they had a ballpark for raids coming out, And the answer was quite literally, I cannot tell you that. He didn't say he couldn't tell me because it didn't exist. An answer didn't exist, but he did just straight up say, I can't tell you the answer to that question. So we don't know everything. What is the one thing that you would really like to be able to see showcase behind the scenes that we don't have access to?
I just want to know what's going to be in the event stores before they drop. I would love to have, because from the data mine, we used to get the whole event, all the nodes, everything, and I could do a whole like event preview video, and people loved that.
Right.
So actually, I asked Wave, he never responded to me, if I could get for the brick space like all the nodes, so I could do like an event preview. And I think those would be great if they gave us that information too.
I agree.
People
like, sort of planning ahead what they might want to farm or not farm based on whether or not it's going to be in the event store, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Because somebody just asked about Governor and Lee. They said they actually did tell us they redid the space for that.
Yes.
Made it a little bit more user-friendly. I also think Admiral Nonsuch this time around is going to be available either in the event store or maybe he'll have his own chapter.
They did say a couple of times that he was coming, didn't they?
Yeah. He's definitely going to come with the event, unless they didn't say if it was going to be I doubt it's going to be an unboxed. He'll probably just be in the event store. And I also think when the Basil event comes back around, they're going to put Willa in the event store finally and give us a little more access to her.
Yeah, I think that would be a smart thing to do. I think especially since they've now incorporated this real sort of space, maybe techie meta into the game, that it might be useful to update the usefulness of what's in the master store right now, which is basically just Willa and Kartovsky. I mean, there's also some materials in there, but if you're actually farming those, chances are you're getting one of those two characters, and now everyone's going to get Kartovsky. It would be smart for them to give a reason for people to get Willa as well.
Yeah, and I think it should be the same thing with Admiral Nonsuch. Maybe add him to the master event store and also add him to the new brick space for Tyranny of Justice.
Yeah, Mama says it was her that asked about the Tyranny event because she hated it so much. It wasn't just
Redbeard thinks Nonsuch will just be a master event, I guess.
I could see that.
If they want anyone to ever invest anything into the Imperial team, you have to give access to Admiral Nonsuch. He's the backbone of the team.
That's very true. And even with him, the team is still weak. I mean, how many of you are afraid of facing the first wave of the pirates in the Brickspedition event, right? Like the last board, you know what I'm talking about? Where it's the pirates with the Imperials first and the Buccaneers second?
That's them with Forbidden Island, though, which doesn't synergize with them really.
Oh, that's very true.
As it does with the Buck. If you put them with Eldorado Fortress, Valiant becomes very, very hard to kill under Eldorado's Fortress.
I suppose that's true. Does anybody has anybody actually even really been trying that? I mean, has there even been a point?
Without Nonsuch, there's no point. And the problem with the Imperial team is you have to run LaCoy. So he sucks.
Well, LaQuay
they just need another.
LaQuay hits like a truck if the rest of the Imperial team is there. He only really sucks without Imperials, and right now that means he just is terrible because there just aren't Imperials to play with.
They need Nonsuch. They need Nonsuch.
100%.
And then, you at least have a good team. I don't think it's going to be a Buccaneers level team.
Right.
But they should have Nonsuch should have came out with the Tyranny of Justice event. They should have just put him in the brick space store so that if you whaled, you could have gotten him, and you could have give at least the whales the option to get it.
Yeah, right. You'd think that just to showcase a little bit more variety in the game, right?
Yeah.
Redbeard, hold on, before we just gloss past this. Redbeard noticed an uptick in dodging since the update, but would like to know if it's just him or if they really changed something, maybe even accidentally. Redbeard, we can ask about that next time we have Waff's ear. That would be like not until next Friday, though. However, I will tell you Probably the answer is no, that they didn't actually change that. I know that of all of the people who are streaming content, I'm probably the loudest person shouting about how terrible the dodge mechanic is. So trust me when I tell you, if somebody would notice it, it would definitely be me. But do not have an answer for you on that one right now. Sorry, go back to what you were saying, GKM.
Yeah, Redbeard was actually saying Tibbs gave Bricko some footage of the Imperial team, and he made a video on it. I remember that when the Imperial team came out, but that was without Nonsuch. I think with Nonsuch, they're going to be better and usable, but I just don't know if they're going to be
usable enough.
I don't think that they're going to be better than Chill or Techie or Bucks or Ninjago.
That's right. I can't see them beating any of those groups.
I think if you're facing them in arena on offense, you could probably beat some of them. Yeah.
I think the other thing to consider too is the availability of the characters, right? So you have Tierney, you have the Tierneys who are only available in the Brick Pace events, right? And so those are coming back. Okay, cool, but still very unlikely anybody's going to get them to 7 stars. So then you've got LeQuay and Valiant, who you can farm up to 7 stars if you want to. You put Admiral Nonsuch on the team through a master event, you're still going to have him stuck at probably 5 stars. So even if they do release the whole team, you can't level them up.
Yeah. Like Llama said, it'll be useful to have another synergized team in your back pocket. And you never know. They could counter someone.
Very true.
When they first came out with the Imperials, I did a bunch of videos on them, and I was like, I think this team would actually do relatively well against Ninjago. But never got to bring it to light.
Yeah, because because you don't have that Admiral Nonsuch and you don't have all the rest of the characters available to actually farm anything to figure it out.
Yeah.
What about... Go ahead.
No. Continue.
Well, I was just going to say, as we talk about other synergizing teams, they mentioned this is like a kind of a total change of topic, but because I'm obsessed with finding a way to make them good, going back to the city team here for a second, and what would it take for it to really, really make them meta changing, especially with the space team and the techie team coming out and their ability to lock down synergies and sort of prevent turns and stuff from that?
Somebody else that does damage.
Right.
And really, they just need another damage doer that's good. And maybe some reworks, like maybe a rework for Primo so he does a little more damage. Definitely a Primo AI rework, and access to 6 or 7 star Primo would be big.
Oh, goodness, yeah.
Maybe a tank that also can, like a Locust type tank that is offensively useful.
I wonder what they would do about Primo being able to taunt with such low defense, unless he has stacks of courage, which will increase his defense, but even still, right? It just seems pretty low.
It's like, if you think about it, like his defense is so low that even if he gets the stacks and he's in Fire Station, it's full 5 stacks. It's good, but it's not great. It's not the same as Princess Storm, who's got like almost 1,000 defense, getting those 5 stacks, or
right, because then she's getting an extra 500
ton of defense. And a better way to spread courage. Exactly, Llama. Courage needs to be more easily accessible for them. I mean, Ash gets it really easily, but other than that, it's just like, Poppy, it should have been 100% on the basic for her to get courage. It just should have been.
Yeah, it seems so weird that they're like, she has a chance to gain courage. I guess they may have thought maybe this would be a little bit too much with the fact that every time she gains a stack of courage, she heals somebody for 10%. But then I would go, but that's exactly the point, right? If they're going to be very weak offensively, then they should be very strong defensively in order to, make up for it, counter that, whatever.
Yeah. I wish that the percentage of the courage on the Fire Station was more than 40% per resist.
Because resisting is already so low.
Yeah, it should be you resist, you get it. Like,
I just realized that I lost a character while I was doing Brickspedition. I'm going to redo this one. But yeah, keep talking.
Yeah, it's just there's just a few things they need to do in the rework. I don't think they're gonna redo anything about the set with Fire Station. I think it's fine at 40%, but it would have been better at 100% to at least give them a way to get more courage.
Yeah.
Probably just another new role model. I don't know what else they could do. Like they got a paramedic, they got a firefighter, they got a cop. Maybe they'll make a teacher.
There you go. A teacher could be very smart, actually. I think that'd be great.
A teacher support unit. Yeah.
a teacher support unit who makes your whole team do more damage.
Yeah.
There you go. Let's see.
Like a gym teacher who gives attack up. Well, they have fitness instructor.
So
I think that also hurts City is the collectibles that synergize with them, like a demolition dummy or like a hiker.
Right.
They don't have the tag.
Correct.
So you don't have the city tag. So you're getting the synergy with them, which is great, but you don't have the tag. So it kind of hurts.
So you're like, oh, okay, well, you're always considering whether or not there's somebody better to put on the team because of the fact that you're looking for that tag.
Yeah.
So Theo brought up something
like
that's probably worth discussing while we're talking about that, which is that they have now introduced some new buffs into the game that it feels like if you're going to be relevant, you're going to need to have access to. Specifically, I would assume talking about things like heal block and damage block. Yeah. Damage
and
block versus defense up. What do you think?
I think if you get some damage block on a fire station team, you're kicking things into overdrive.
I would think so too.
Passive immunity could be passive disabling the passive, which Jen Slate does. You can get that on the city team or even bricked. I think a way to protect your units from getting their buffs cleared, something they might add into the game.
Yeah, like
city.
buff lock or something like that.
Yeah.
Very
because smart. The problem with Winston is everyone says like, oh, he's just going to get cleared and ignored. Which, okay.
They're
that.
right.
But you're kind of stuck running double tanks, and it's like, well, now you're not really getting any damage.
Correct.
So you got to kind of find the problem is just that Primo is just not tanky, so you can't. Okay, I'll clear it on Winston, and then I'm just gonna take out Primo because he can't tank.
That's very true. Yep, I think you're absolutely right about just everything that you just said. It's very, very tough to actually decide which tank to put on your team if all they do is taunt and nothing else, especially now that there are so many ways for someone to remove that. And I wonder, so now the thing that I'm most interested in now is, and they have said numerous times they will not give this to us, and I'm like, but now you're really introducing things into the game where we really need to know, is the defense formula. Because if you're still going to have people that can bring defense up, and you're going to have people that can just do a straight damage block, then I want to know when one outweighs the other, right? If a character has high enough defense, then increasing that defense by 50% might be huge. But I don't know if it's huge.
Yeah, I just, not having access to that really makes it like, okay, I guess we got to just play test and see how it does.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, when I get my Storm to 7 stars, I'm gonna run a team and see how it does in arena, and I'll do a video on it. And it's like I'm excited to do it.
How far are you from that?
I have her 6-star right now, so.
Oh, so getting pretty close.
A little bit of a ways away. That 7 star is always a little tougher.
True.
But then it's like I want to get my Poppy's also at 6, so they should probably be finishing up together. I'm gonna try to run it without
Aurora. One to farm too. You get tiles of her everywhere.
Yeah, you get at least 12 a week from the event we had yesterday.
Right.
And then you get her in Brickspedition, and then you get 12 attempts at her in the campaign.
And not only do you get the 12 attempts at her, but her attempts are the cheapest, right? 12 energy each.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could even throw in a refresh here and there. 25 gems isn't gonna break the bank.
No, never does. Although right now I'm using mine for Commander Code. Want to get that chill in there and see how it works.
Yeah, I might actually have to farm him for my event store because I really want 5-star space heroes.
Get it, dude. I'll be very interested to see what this what this ghost can do. Oh,
it's gonna be filthy.
Speaking of that, actually, so this was something, I don't remember which content creator pointed it out, but in content creator chat, they screenshotted basically how we found out that it was going to be the ghost, which was that they in the game, right, they came up with one of those things. It was like, buy the pack to help you do all these things, and the master event, and it had a picture of the ghost character on the ad to purchase the pack. And in content creator chat, they went, did you do this on purpose? And Waff
I remember that.
Straight up went, nope, that was an accident. Congratulations. Now everybody knows.
I did my event store video. I actually was like, oh, I guess that's a spoiler.
Yeah, big time spoiler. And yes, the dev team didn't realize that they had actually released that. I think that's brilliant, kind of hilarious, and kind of great, because we've talked about this all the time, right? That we want more information about what's coming up. And now we've gotten it. And it's more for people can look forward to this, but it's not going to break anything about the game. People might just get excited to go, oh, maybe he has this, maybe he has that, right?
Yeah. No, and people kind of were speculating already that it was going to be the ghost.
Were they really?
Yeah, it's a classic Lego spooky figure, so we figured if it was a Lego property, it was going to be the ghost.
Oh, that's right, because they said it was going to be Halloween themed for Halloween.
Yeah. I think it'll probably have spooky and castle tag, which will be awesome, because I think it's going to be an attacker, because I think castle really needed an attacker.
You think that they'll start doing more of those dual tag characters? A lot more of them? I mean, Yorick is kind of the only one we have right now, right?
I don't think it's going to be a dual main tag, because I don't remember the ghost in Pirates. It was definitely more of a castle thing.
Right.
But I wouldn't mind seeing that at all.
I think it would be fun.
The skeleton was one of the few. The skeleton was actually one of the few that actually crossed. Like, it was in a lot of Lego castle sets, and it was in a lot of Lego pirate sets.
That's true. And they called him Yorick. I love when they do things that require a modicum of intelligence to truly appreciate. Let's see. Oh, and Cosmic points out that it is called the Ghost Hunting Event. So there's that.
Yo, Yorick, they right at the last minute nerfed his stats, and he was going to be filthy. His stats were so good. Yeah. When we saw his stats from the data mine, we were like, oh my god, this is going to be awesome. I did a whole video on it, like how good the character was going to be, and then they released them, and I was like, he nerfed his stats.
And last second, they were like,
This OTF, I have a video set to premiere at 10:30. Strategically did that because I figured that's when we would end this stream. So
that is brilliant, dude. Well, let's see. We are at 10:20 right now. I'm going to throw in one more arena battle for everybody. You'll notice that I have swapped out my Valiant for Officer Primo. Now, this is a subpar team defensively, but my arena team always has been. Earlier in the stream, GKM referenced a really wonderful way to use your Primo in the, what is this whole thing called? The arena, in case you have him and are unclear of how you should use them. Oh, and Kelsey came in to join us.
Hello.
What's up, cutie pie?
Hi.
How you doing?
Good.
This is GKM.
Hi, GKM.
Wait, I have to look
Hi, Kelsey.
this way. There we go. Make it look like we're talking for real.
Right.
Yeah.
And she's gone. I think she's getting ready to do some teaching on her own. She is going to be leading a class here in a second. But I digress. So 10:20, finishing out this arena. As I mentioned before, GKM gave some great advice on how you can use Primo in the arena if you do really want to start exploring the usefulness of him somewhere in the game. Also, keep in mind that there is a city team out there that is pretty easy and fun to use if you have the Ice Glider and Explorer Aurora. But otherwise, you're just going to have to continue to wait while we continue to theory craft. So
we will.
And we will. Theory crafting is what we do. Pronouncing the H in WH words.
All I could say is thank God for Tipster, because I can get access to pretty much any team I want to see what they could do. Dude, I just ask her and she gives it to me. So.
That's great, man. Having a whale in your back pocket. You must have really huge pockets.
Actually,
Wait.
I wanted to do a video like an interview with the biggest whale in the game, and she's like, I don't want to do
that. Cosmic just asked, am I the one sharing Primo in our guild? I don't think so, but I can if you guys want me to. No, I'm sharing Street Sweeper Sal. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and change that because no one's going to use Street Sweeper Sal for anything. So now it's Officer Primo. Okay, well, we're going to finish up here for the day. 5 minutes. 5 minutes until GKM's latest video drops. GKM, what was the subject of this latest video? Quincy. Ooh.
Quincy vid, yeah.
An incredibly relevant video for you guys to all go watch, like, and subscribe if you haven't already. GKM, dude, thank you for joining the stream, for staying on with me for an hour and a half, man. It was so much fun.
Yeah, this is a great time. I remember when we did the Poppy vid, we were just shooting that recording you sent me was an hour long. I was like, yeah, we were just talking forever.
Oh yeah, I remember it. And I had to cut it out from the video because I didn't realize I was recording it as a full video, and it just had a black background, which of course made the file size so much bigger. Anyway, that's all boring for you folks out there, learning how the sausage is made when it's just talking about sausage made from a black background video. But I ramble, and I ramble too much. All right, guys. Once again, GKMBand, go check out his latest video at 10:30. Like and subscribe to his channel. Thank you again for coming, my man. Any of you fellow content creators, if you are out there and would love to come on and spend a stream with me, then you let me know. You don't even have to buy me dinner first. All right, guys. It's Saturday. It's beautiful out here. GKM, say something fun for everybody as we sign off.
Hey, click that like button, smash that subscribe button for the fancy life, and remember to knuckle up. And my dogs are barking in the background very loudly.
It's perfect timing. They're like, take me for a walk, fool.
I think the mailman's here, so.
Amazing. All right, dude. I'll see you later.
Peace, everybody.